today's video is one that I have had in the works for a while, and it's one that I have wanted to put out for you guys. So we're going to be doing some celebrity clothing dupes, which are all DIYs, and the celebrities happen to be Kendall Jenner and Kim Kardashian. To be honest with you, I didn't intend for them to both like be in the Kardashian clan, but I was looking on Pinterest for inspiration of outfits that I want to DIY, and these photos really stood out to me, so that is what we are doing today. And this video is also a collab with some really awesome ladies, so definitely check out their channels. I'm gonna have all of their videos linked down below, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna be making is a shirt that says Dior Addict, and this is one that Kendall Jenner wore at a basketball game and got searched up like crazy on Google. People were wondering where to find it, but I'm gonna show you guys actually how to make it. So basically what I did is I found the exact font that was used for her t-shirt, and then I opened a Google Doc and I made the font as big as possible by turning it sideways. And what I'll actually do is I'll leave a link in the description with the exact Google Doc link here, so if you guys want to make this yourself, it'll just be way easier. And then the next thing you'll need is some dark transfer paper, and I picked this up at Walmart. You can basically pick this up at any sort of store like that, like Target or a printing supplies store, and it comes with the printer paper and then also this transfer paper. So what you want to do is take out the printer paper and stick it in the printer, and make sure you're always following the instructions on the transfer paper, because some transfer paper can differ, so you don't want to be doing the wrong thing, and I don't want to necessarily give you the wrong instructions, so just follow the instructions on the sheet. But they're both pretty similar. And the nice thing about dark transfer paper is that you don't actually have to mirror the image. It goes printed on as you see it on the paper, and so what you want to do is obviously put it in upside down, because when it goes through the printer, as you guys know, it does flip around. So I just print that out there, and then the next step is to actually cut out all the letters, and this part is a tiny bit time consuming, but you really want to make sure that it looks good, so cut as close as you can to the red as possible. And then cutting out the center white part can also be a little tricky as well, but I find if you just poke a hole through and then just work your scissors around, that does a pretty good job. Alright, so once I had all the letters cut out, I just lined them up here, and so it was easier once I was actually sticking it on the shirt. And with transfer paper, there is a little piece on the back that you actually have to peel off before you stick it on the shirt, so don't forget to do that, otherwise it's not gonna work at all, and you'll just waste your time cutting out all those letters. Okay, so when actually transferring it to the shirt, what you want to do is find a hard surface and then get a pillowcase and lay that down flat, and just make sure it's really smooth with no wrinkles. If for some reason there is any wrinkles in the shirt or in the pillowcase, just take your iron and iron that out. And then as you can see here, I am just taking the letters and I am just placing them on the shirt, and I'm just using the photo for reference, and you want to make sure that it's really straight and nothing's crooked, otherwise it's just not going to look nearly as good. And then once the letters are exactly how I want them, I start sticking off the back part as I mentioned before, and this part with nails can be really tricky. I think I'd probably spend the most time doing this because like my fake nails wouldn't allow me to do it, but you can also use a pair of tweezers to kind of squeeze between the top part and the bottom part. It is quite thin and delicate, so just be careful. But then I'll just place it down on the shirt and press down a little. Not that that even really does anything because it's not sticky, but you know what, I just feel like it does. So then once you have all the letters stuck down, what you want to do is take your other sheet of paper that it came with, and this is just a really thin piece of paper that will protect the letters from the iron, and so I'll just place that down there. And as I was doing this, I was actually heating up my iron, so it's all ready, and you want to make sure that the iron is on the cotton setting. You don't want to have any steam at all because that will wreck the letters. And then basically I followed the instructions on my sheet, and it was to hold each piece down for about 20 seconds and just keep moving along. What you want to be really careful with, and I've actually done before, is you can burn the letters if you keep it on for too long, so just really make sure you're following the instructions. The shirt is an exact dupe of Kendall Jenner's and was only about $5.
Hiding in the bungalow, she felt so young. The night she was much younger than the other, feeling like a prisoner there in the light. She stood, she knew they couldn't miss her. And then they took her, her, walked over life like you wrote to me, 'cause she wanted me.
next up, what a surprise, we are making another Kendall Jenner shirt, and I've seen this shirt all over the internet and I knew I had to recreate it, and this is probably the simplest DIY to make. So I picked up this shirt from H&M for like $15, and what you want to do is find the center middle of the shirt and then just pinch that a little bit there and cut a hole, and then I just cut up to the shoulder in a triangle formation and then cutting along the neckline, making sure to not cut the actual collar thing of the shirt, and that's it. It took about 5 minutes to make, and then obviously you want to wear a bralette underneath. You can also wear a tank top underneath if you want it to not be as like risque looking, but I think it's pretty cute and looks exactly like hers. I find too a lot of stores now are making these shirts, but they're selling them for way more, and this is a really cool way also you can recycle an old shirt, so you don't even need to go buy a new one, and that's always a good thing. The last thing we're going to be making is the Pablo jacket by Kim Kardashian. So what I did is I found the font online, and once again I will actually leave it linked in the description, the Google Doc, so you guys can print out the exact template that I made, and then I just cut those out and I laid them down flat, as you can see. There we go, made sure it was spelt right. That's always key when doing this. You don't want to like spell something wrong. I've definitely almost done that a few times, but similar as before, I just use a hard surface to just make sure everything is straight. And then for this one, what you're going to want to be doing is then trace it with a pencil, and you can also make a stencil, but I did find it a lot easier just to cut out the letters versus using an X-Acto knife for a stencil. It can be a little bit complicated. And then I just went over the jacket with the letters, making sure that each one was traced out. And the next thing you'll need for this is just some white paint, and so I picked this up at the dollar store. It was like $1, so that's good. And then I just got a paintbrush and I started painting in the letters, and I actually find painting kind of relaxing, so I enjoyed this part. I definitely went really slow just to make sure all the letters were really neat and straight. And you guys might notice as well that I actually only did one Pablo. So on her original jacket, she actually had 4 of them. I wanted this to be a really wearable look, so I decided to only do 1. You can totally do 3 or 4 or like 5 or 6, get creative with it. But I'm really excited with how this jacket turns out, and it looks super similar to hers.
Where I end and you begin. Where I end.
Alright guys, so that is it for the video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching it, and of course if you guys do decide to recreate any of these on your own, I would love to see them. If you guys want to tweet me a photo, and also check out the other ladies' videos as well. As mentioned, they will be linked down below, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.